Welcome back to the channel, BS Gang. If you're new, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And a huge shout out to the members, right, who have joined the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, right? But you guys can tell from the title and the thumbnail that we're gonna do our last tier list video, right? The red type or the strength type, whatever you want to call them, right? We'll come back to these tier lists probably in the middle of the year. But this typing in particular was really like actually hard to do. I'm not gonna lie, I kept second guessing myself, right? So the reds are very strong in the game. They're actually, I think, no, I think the blue might be a little stronger, but with the introduction of Sario, I don't know, so we'll see, right? But this tier list was really like really hard to do. Like, I just kept second guessing myself. So I guess, we can start with, the SS tier, right? So Sario, Lost Vein, and Gother. I think these three are probably the most broken of their red types, right? They're top tier. If you pull them, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a good red set up in the game. I think if you pull any of those three, you're pretty much good, because Sario is good for pretty much, I mean, all content really, like, except for maybe if he's like type disadvantage, or goddesses take, people take less damage from goddesses. But yeah, he's pretty much good for everything, yo. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, he's pretty much good for everything. Same thing goes for these two units, right? You guys already know Gother and Lost Vein. They're really powerful. Lost Vein, just a machine. Like, he's an animal. And then Gother is pretty much the best support, right? Or second best support, I guess you could say, because the green Gother did sort of replace him, but he's still SS tier in my opinion, right? So these three definitely are broken, like, or at the cream of the crop, right? Whatever you want to say. Now the S tier, the S tier is, I mean, you could put Red Escanor here, right? Because I have Red Escanor in A, but this S tier is what I consider to be, if you pull or I guess purchase right, any of the units here, you're pretty much good. They might be restricted in some area of content, but I think these four right here are pretty much like, yeah, if you pull into these four, you're good. You're good. Just like these three, but these four, you're still really good. Zeldris being the support he is for PvP, he also can be used in like pretty much anywhere too. Maybe a couple modes he's not as good, or he just won't perform the best, but I still think he's an animal. I still think he can do pretty good if you do decide to run him. Arthur, you guys already know Arthur's very good at supporting. The only thing I would say about his support is that it's not really the strongest until it reaches rank 3. Even on rank 2, it's very good. I just think rank 3 is where it's just downright incredible, right? So you could put him on 8, you could downgrade him, I think, but I'm pretty sure he's still S tier. There's not too many good red support types, so Arthur being one of the many few is very good. Many of the very few good ones, I guess I should say, right? Derriere, you guys already know, she's an animal. She just has to consistently hit. That's, I guess you could say, her downside, is that she has to consistently use cards, but otherwise still very good. I mean, she has evasion on her skill 2, right? She has a very strong skill 1 that hits incredibly hard, and then Combo Star gives her buffs, so that way she can use very strong skills or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. Derriere's good. Hawk and Oslo, I don't have this, I guess you could say this unit, right? But it's still very good from what I've seen on videos. They do take away the enemy's ult gauge and give it to themselves, which is absolutely insane. So if they have 3, like if every enemy on the field has 3 ult gauge, they basically steal it, right, depending on the rank. So it's very strong. They decrease attack on their skill 1. It would be a lot better if it was attack related stats, but you know, I'll take what I can get. And then they expel on their ultimate, so I do think they're still very good, although they're limited, like very limited, so not a lot of people have them because they skip, you know, their banner. So I mean, it is what it is, but I still think they're super good. I think they're super good. The A tier, amazing / useful for most content. Now, I know a lot of people are going to question this category in particular, but I honestly think that Kyo, he is amazing and he is useful for most content. He just gets cucked in death matches, so you can't use him in demon raids. And then if somebody, like if you're fighting a boss or bosses that remove debuffs at the start of their turn, he's not that great, simply because Kyo works off of ignites, and it is, you know, critical that you have ignites on the opponent or opponents because of the way he's set up. Now, I will say, if he, you know, is ran on teams that work off debuffs like King Team, he can be dominant, but otherwise, he is mainly just used for PvP. I mean, yeah, again, he is useful for most content, I found. Like, you can literally use him in a disaster event that we have now. You could use him for story mode. You can use him for, you know, like special events for Soul Grizz, etc., etc. So he's still very, very good. He's still very good besides PvP. Red Escanor too, although his thing is he does need, so, you know, support because of the fact that he has Amplify on his skill 1, but he only self-procs it at the, you know, at the, first 3 turns, and then after his HP related stat buff goes away, he doesn't have Amplify anymore. So he is reliant on support type characters, mainly Arthur, because you guys already know Mono Red, but yeah, otherwise he's not like crazy or anything. Honestly, without his, you know, buff or support, he is probably in, I would honestly say, B tier, because he doesn't do much other than, you know, deplete the ult gauge. If he doesn't have Amplify active, he doesn't hit as hard as you might think he does, so that does suck. He also has, you know, the unfortunate downside of being a coin shop unit, in which case most people won't have him 6 out of 6 or be able to easily 6 out of 6 him like his green counterpart, right? So I am going to give him, you know, A tier though, because he's still good in most content. You can use him for story mode, you can use him for Crimson Hell, you can use him for a lot of areas in the game and PvP, but Mono Red's kind of cucked right now, so yeah, you don't want to run Mono Red, right? Hellbrim too. Hellbrim is not used on PvP as much, but I think overall he can still be used in most areas of content in the game. Reverse stages, he can be used in story mode, he can be used in, I wouldn't say Hell Crimson, but I think he can be used in like the easier stages of the Crimson Demon Raid. I think he can be used in like special events. I think he can just be used all in all in certain areas of the game, right? He's still amazing. He might go down though when I do this again, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he's A tier definitely for sure. I'm not gonna, you know, completely say he's trash or anything. He's very great. He's very great. B tier, good / useful for some content. Now, I think all the units in here are pretty good where they stand. Demon Melee, he's good in Crimson Raid, most namely. I mean, I guess you could say he can be useful for story mode too, because before all these top tier crazy red units came out, he was pretty much the top tier, like, you know, top tier red unit. But nowadays people don't really use him, although I will say he's still very good. He's still very good. I can't lie. He has Ignite on his skill 1, and then, you know, he can, I guess, restrict the, you know, one opponent from healing, and he has weakness on his ult. So all in all, he's not a terrible unit. It's just he has aged, and it is sad to see him like go down, but he has definitely aged a lot. So we'll see where he's standing when I do this again. Hauser and Gil Thunder. Now these two are very good for reverse stages, which is why I put him in B tier. Hauser is good for farming as well, more so than Gil Thunder. Hauser can be used pretty much in more areas of content, I would say, than Gil, but Gil still is very good because he has a taunt which reduces damage. He can shock the enemies. His resistance goes up depending on how many ult gauge he has, or ult gauge orbs he has. So very good defensive unit. But most of the time you probably just see Gil being used in reverse stages, like, and or certain areas of story mode when you have to use him. Same thing goes for Hauser. So again, they can still be useful in some areas of content, just not all of them. And you know, they're aging, so hopefully we get new versions of these characters. I'm really hoping we actually get new variants of these characters. I would love to see like a blue Hauser or a, you know, a green SSR version of Gale Thunder. But yeah, hopefully we do get new versions of these, because we definitely need them. We definitely need them. Levi, I was gonna put in C tier, but I think he's still good because he guarantees a crit when you attack the, you know, enemy with the lowest HP. But that's pretty much all he does. I think he can still be used in a Crimson Raid. I think he still can be used in certain areas of the game, but just not all of them. He has aged a lot since he came out, which sucks, but it is what it is. He'll probably go down when I do this again too, so it's unfortunate. Merlin's good. Merlin's good. That's all I gotta say. Merlin's good. She has freeze. She has her passive, which increases her pierce rate. Although she's not a pierce rate unit, so it's kind of weird why they gave that to her. But again, her main thing is just her freeze. She also can just be helpful when like ran on certain teams, even for final boss. So yeah, I forgot which final boss she can be good with, but there is a certain final boss. I just can't remember. I'm, you know, having a brain fart. But yeah, she's good. She's good. Same thing goes for Wedding Diane. She's good. I wouldn't give her anything other than good though, because she doesn't do much. She can alt seal one enemy. She then has blockage, same thing as Red Gloxinia. What does put her in like a guaranteed B tier is that her passive is insane. Her passive increases, I think it's 40% to giants, attack 40% to giants. Let me see. I think it is that though. So which, you know, obviously is very, very good. And then, you know, with Droll, obviously this is going to be a top tier pass. Yeah, see. Oh, increases damage dealt by giant allies by 40%. So very, very good. She's going to make giants hit like crazy hard, really. And her ultimate is strong too. So yeah, she's definitely good. I wouldn't give her anything other than that though. So then we get down to the C, D, and trash. Now, all the units in C can be helpful in a way. They're just not going to be used much. And let's be real, right? You're not going to use Red Gallon too much. He does have a couple of cards, right, or a couple of skills that are good, but just not anything crazy. Mainly his remove buff skill is where he comes in clutch. His passive is okay. It ain't the greatest, but it's okay, right? It is okay. Gila, same thing. Like, no, you're just not gonna use her much. She can be helpful, like if you have her as a sub unit in deathmatch, I believe, and then for reverse stages. But even I think Blue Gilia is a little better than Red, if you want my honest opinion. But yeah, she can still be helpful. King fell down a lot. I'll be honest. King fell down a lot because no one really runs Pierce teams anymore, so he doesn't really have any prominent use. Again, he can be ran in the back just for his high CC, and he does, you know, if you somehow find yourself facing a Pierce team, by the, you know, off chance you have him on the back, then he's really top tier. But otherwise, his skills don't do much. Let's be real. His skills don't really do much. Red Melascula, same thing, just really used for her passive, and that's it. Her commandment only really works, I believe, in PvP. Yeah, I think her commandment only works in PvP. If not, it is just helpful in PvP because really, like, where is it? Right here. Yeah, it only works in PvP, so you can't use that anywhere else. So she can be helpful with her passive. Her skills aren't the best either, so again, really just a PvP unit. So C tier is where she's staying. Alette, same thing, just used for guild boss. She can be used for helping people crit, and that's pretty much it. Awakened Lilia just isn't the greatest either. Can be ran on King's team, right? The Festival King team. That's where I think she is the strongest. But her damage is abysmal. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrendous. I don't know why, but it is, right? And then she also has an alt deplete card, but yeah, it's just not anything crazy. Her passive's good, I guess. She gives corrosion for those who have under 3 alt gauges, and then attack related stats reduced by 10%. 10% is low, I mean, but yeah, she can be helpful, I guess. Red Glock, a Red Glock Sydney I was gonna put at B, but I think C tier is where he's best at. He can remove buffs on his, healing card or recovery card or whatever you want to call it. He has blockage, and then he also has this, his passive where if he moves a card, he gets an extra ult gauge. But that's not really going to help you anywhere. Let's be honest. He's not really useful anywhere else other than PvP. And that's really just to troll. But again, what makes him helpful is his recovery card and the fact that you can block rank 2 and rank 3 skills. But again, that's only really used for PvP. So we'll see where he's looking at come the middle of the year. I think he actually will move up because Assault Melee, but we'll see. Again, we'll see. Sweet Temptation Elaine, just used for her passive on the back. That's it. That's it. Really just used for Crimson Hell Raid. Yeah, that's it. That's really all she's used for. Nothing else. Her skills don't even matter, to be honest. Camilla, same thing. Like, she's just used for what is it? PvP, and that's barely. So she can be helpful, but not much use. Princess Elizabeth, like New Year's Elizabeth, can be useful with her buff card. Otherwise, So yeah, right. And then these are the units you're never gonna like. You're pretty much never gonna use. Maybe like if you want to have fun, but otherwise you're never really gonna use these units. You know what I mean? You pretty much probably have some of these guys 6 out of 6 too. And then trash as well. Trash is just trash, right? Christmas Elaine. I mean, I guess you could move her up to D tier just to be nice, but even on the sub, she's pretty bad. So, I mean, I guess you can move her up there to be nice, but then these 3 definitely don't really have much use, and they're pretty trash, and, just, that's it. That's pretty much it. But overall, I think this tier list is pretty accurate. I think out of, all of the tier lists, this is the one where people are gonna, get on me in the comments. But I am interested to see where people are going to rank them. Sometimes people in the comments do like change my mind on where certain units rank. So I am curious to see where you guys place some of these units. Do you think they're, do you think some of these units could be better? Could be ranked down? Let me know. I am interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all next time.